Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And behind me is the 2021 Nissan Rogue Platinum. Now, Platinum series means that you get a lot of luxury features that you normally wouldn't get in the base model or the SV and stuff like that. So to get a Platinum, this car retails for $41,000, plus the dealers added a $2,000 shortage car fee because of the chip problem. There was another $1,000 added onto it. So out the door, this car is 50 grand. Somehow it winds up costing $50,000, or the amount financed was like $50,000 on this car. And I was driving the car around for a couple of hours, up and down hills. You'll see that in the video. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at this car and see if it's worth $41,000 plus tax, dealer fees, shortage fees, and all of that. So let's get on with the video. So taking a look at the car, I mean, you could see it's a decent looking car, and it's a direct competitor for the Toyota RAV4. Now the Toyota RAV4 and this car, the only thing it basically has in common is that they're both sport SUVs. Like they're mini, not mini SUVs, but they're mid-size SUVs, not like the Highlander or the Pathfinder. But the big difference between the Nissan Rogue and the Toyota RAV4 is the powertrain. The Nissan Rogue has a 2.5 liter, 181 horsepower engine that's made it to a continuous variable transmission. That's a CVT, and in my opinion, that's the biggest downfall of this car, because the CVT's very intrusive in your driving, and it kind of lags when you drive, especially when you take your foot off the gas pedal. The CVT just wants to slow down, where if you drive the RAV4 and you have the 8-speed transmission that has 8 gears like a conventional transmission, when you take your foot off the gas on a RAV4, the car rolls much easier, because it sort of like releases the transmission for you when you're not applying, you know, gas pedal to the car. Where in a continuous variable transmission, when you take your foot off the gas, the transmission has a belt in it, so it technically can't release and roll freely. So what happens is, as you drive downhill, well, you'll see in the video as I'm driving downhill, it tends to want to slow down, where a normal transmission or a conventional transmission will tend to speed up. And that kind of rolling gives you hypermiling and helps you in fuel economy, where, you know, this car, a CVT transmission, is designed to achieve better fuel efficiency, but I don't see how that's possible, because this car is only getting 33 miles per gallon highway. It is all-wheel drive, where the RAV4 is just as good, or if not better, on fuel economy. All right, so taking a look at the front end, it is an aggressive front end. It's high, but then, you know, it comes and it slopes down. And basically, that's so you get good visibility while you're driving. You have this big Nissan badge here that tells everybody you're driving a Nissan. You know, you have these daytime running lights up here. These are your headlights and fog lights. All LED lights, which is, you know, pretty good. Inside the cabin, though, they have regular conventional halogen lamps, and it's not LED all around, which I'm kind of confused why that's the case. It's a pretty nice grille. I mean, on the sides, you see it has like air vents for the tires. You're not winning any races with this car, I can guarantee you. This is just 100% car set up for fuel economy. You know, the car is a big step up from the older Nissan Rogues to this, but it's the same engine, same powertrain, where at least in the Camry, they upgraded the RAV4 and the Camry to the 2.7, 203 horsepower 8-speed transmission. This is basically the same thing, 181 horsepower CVT. taking a look at the rims, they're nice rims. You have disc brakes in the front. These are 19-inch rims, 235 55 19s, Bridgestones, which is a decent sized tire for this. If they would have put up maybe an 18-inch tire, you might have got a little better fuel economy. But you know, it is, you know, people want big rims, and big rims look nice on cars. So you do have nice big mirrors that have directionals on them, which is pretty good. These aren't automatic mirrors, but they do turn, and you can fold them in, which is good in case you're in a tight spot. You want to pull the mirrors in. If, you know, wherever you are, some people just like, when they park, they're like pulling their mirrors in, and you could do that here. So the Nissan Rogue comes with a passive entry key. And what you get in the keys, you get auto start, rear hatch release, open and closing door locks, and a panic button. And it's a small key. I mean, it's a pretty decent sized key. It fits right in your pocket, and that's great. You know, I like that it's a very compact key. There's a battery release, so you can easily change the batteries. Not like some cars that you got to go nuts taking the battery out. Nissan made it simple to take the battery out. There's no valet key in here. I'm not sure if this car comes with an actual key. So this key is equipped with a valet key, which is pretty good. It's all compact, so you just pull it out, and there's your valet key, and here's the transponder, and simply they go back together like that. Bam. And that's great design, Nissan. Awesome. So now let's say we want to open up the rear trunk. What you would do is you would just, it says right on the key, press and hold, and that's what I'm going to do. And it opens up just like that. Now, that's a pretty big height opening. I'm not sure, I didn't really look into it, if you could adjust the height of this hood here, but this is pretty high. So, you know, I'm 5'11", so I can basically stand under here with no problem. So what we're gonna do is now, we're gonna check to see the safety feature of this, on how well it is stopping. So if I want to close it, you know, it hit me in the head a little bit. It didn't hurt, but it did close it, you know, did open up. It didn't crush me. So there it is, you know, did it again. So technically, you know, if you have your child standing by there, for some reason they hit that button up there, or they have the key and they close it, they're not going to get crushed under here. Some cars, they did a couple of reviews on these rear hatches that actually closes right on you and crushes you. So let's reopen it again. We're going to hold it. So in order to close it, you can close it this way. You can use the key fob to close it, or there's two buttons up here that you can use to close this hatch. So what's nice about this is Nissan gives you two buttons. One, just to close the hatch, and it'll leave the doors open. So you can close the hatch and get back in your car without having to open the car again in case you left your keys in the car. But then again, if you leave your keys in the car probably won't lock. I mean, that's the way it should be. Or you can just press the lock button, and it will lock all the doors and close the trunk, and the car's locked. And you can just walk into your house without having to lock the doors, and that's a pretty good feature. A lot of cars don't have that. So taking a look at the trunk, the rear hatch area, it's a pretty big rear hatch area. It looks very, you know, low to the ground. It's pretty low where anybody can basically load anything in here without having to struggle loading big cases of water and whatnot. So let's take a close look and see how the seats fold down for a $41,000 car. So taking a closer look, you have storage under here, like that. You know, you have storage under there with a nice carpet. And we're gonna put that back. You know, which is good, I like that. So in the Nissan Rogue, what you have is, you have handles that actually pull the seats down. Now, that's pretty good, I like that. And then on the other side, you have more handles that pull the seat down, and you have all this cargo space. So let's check it out. So laying down in there was pretty comfortable. It wasn't too bad. The one thing I noticed is the Nissan Rogue does come with a 60-20, looks like a 60-40 split or a 70-30 split. It doesn't have access for skis. So meaning that it doesn't have a ski pass-through. Like, so if I want to go skiing, I can't just put my skis inside and bring two people with me. So I would have a passenger on the right, a passenger on the left, and they would sit comfortably by themselves. So it does have an armrest. So when you put the armrest down, you could see there's no way of putting skis in there, or even like a lot of the other car companies like Volvo and somewhat, you're able to put the middle part down, and that also acts as an armrest, and you could put skis inside the back here with all your gear. But in the Rogue, you're gonna have to have your two passengers sit together, and you're gonna have to put the skis on the right side, which is, you know, I guess that's how the Japanese car makers do it. They're refusing to give their customers a ski pass-through in their vehicles. It's just incredible. Even though this car does have a roof rack, but still, a lot of times, if you're just going with 4 people and you have that ski pass-through, you don't have to throw your skis up on the roof and deal with roof racks. You know, you can just put all your gear in the back inside and you're good to go. So taking a look at the back doors on the Nissan Rogue, basically what you see is a wide open door. I mean, you could open this door wide. So what that does is that allows you to load big boxes inside the Nissan Rogue easily without having to struggle with the door being in your way. The other nice feature the Nissan Rogue has is it has nice window shades, which is pretty good. You know, this is a $41,000 vehicle. A lot of Mercedes, BMWs, you know, high-end cars come with rear window shades, and Nissan decided to put the window shades inside this Rogue. Kudos for you, Nissan. Taking a quicker look at the back door, you see it has this nice trim with the stitching. This does have like a brownish, blackish interior. Has that brown trim up there. That's pretty nice. Big cup holder down at the bottom. Big speaker. Stereo system's pretty nice. I'm in the back seat, and here's the armrest. And I was sitting in the front, and I had the seat and I pretty much have the seat all the way back and a little down, and I have some pretty good leg room. You know, this is pretty nice. The back part, the backrest is not adjustable, so you're stuck with this seating position. A lot of other cars in this price range have adjustable rear seats in the back. You know, you have the child safety seats, you know, lockdowns, like, you know, pretty much every car has it. You have map pockets back here, which is pretty nice. And, you know, it's technically nice. You have this big panoramic roof that, you know, people would enjoy. But don't forget, when you're in warm climates like in Arizona or Florida, places like that, this roof is going to heat up the car a lot. And you're going to need a lot of air conditioning to cool this car off. This car does come with rear vents and rear air conditioning adjustment for the rear passengers. And also on this side, you have a screen that keeps out some of that harmful sun rays or some of that light. And it's nice, it's a little privacy screen. This car does come with a little bit of tinted windows. But, you know, Nissan, a lot of these manufacturers, they could do is they could just simply tint the windows out of the factory. And if the windows are tinted, you have no problems with the police, because like places like in New Jersey, they give you tickets for tinted windows. You know, getting out is fairly easy. So being in the back of, being a passenger, rear passenger in the Nissan Rogue is going to be pretty nice because one, you have heated rear seats, 2 USB charging. I'm not sure how strong they are. So one is a Type 2 USB and one is a regular USB. You have climate control, which is pretty good, and these are the vents. And like back here, you have some pretty decent seating. You have this nice stitching, perforated seats to help you with keeping cool. And this is what the side pocket looks like when you close the door. It looks pretty nice. So looking at the front from the back, that's not too bad. I mean, it's a very nicely well-designed car. So taking a closer look at the seat, I mean, this is supposed to be leather seating, but this is vinyl here. And this part here, the seating area right here, is leather, and the headrest is vinyl. So this is probably like bonded leather. And this part here is vinyl. I mean, which is better because, you know, vinyl is a little stronger than leather. I'm not sure how good this leather is, but generally Nissan leather is pretty tough. And you also have that storage compartment down here, and you know, you could put your bag in there, or you know, whatever you want, which is pretty cool. So you have a little more storage. So being the driver of the car, it's pretty nice. So we're gonna start the car. It's pretty quiet, and that's how it looks like when it starts. So you got to keep your foot on the brake to start the car, and you get greeted with the Rogue, and it's pretty nice. So here's the steering wheel. This is the camera. So it'll show you, like if you press this button here, it'll show you the surroundings of your car, you know, for safety features. And you know, you have this button here for rear collision. I'm not sure if like how to set that. I haven't looked into that too much, but there you go. Maybe you could see something up there. So I'm just changing the distance of the sensors, which is pretty good. I mean, that's something you have control over. You know, here's your telephone, and over here you have your controls for the radio, for the dashboard here. So you could just move everything around. You have your radio volume control. You could just move stuff from here back and forth, go back. So if I press that, you see what happens. I mean, it's pretty easy to use. You have auto windows right there, you know, so you can put it on auto. So here it is, you know, lit up if you were driving at night, how basically it would look. Here's the GPS infotainment system. You know, you have night mode with that moon and sun. This is the on and off, volume, on, you know, and this is more controls here for the radio. You have your settings, navigation. I mean, this is touchscreen, which is pretty good. The users, apps. I guess you have to connect your smartphone to get the apps, which is pretty good. I mean, you know, this car is $41,000. You know, they need to put stuff in here that makes people feel like they got their money's worth spending $41,000 on a Nissan Rogue. Here's your dual climate control. You do have heated seats. There's no cooling seats. But you do get a heated steering wheel. You know, kudos to Nissan. This is your fan, adjustable. You have a rear trunk window defroster, front defroster. You know, you can sync the air conditioning, so whenever you adjust the AC, it'll adjust for both sides. You know, you can put it on auto, and that's off. Another nice feature that Nissan put in here was smartphone charging, you know, wireless charging. So just put your smartphone on here, any smartphone, and it will charge it. You also get a Type 2 USB charging port and a USB charging port and a charging port, so you can put anything in there and charge whatever you want. Another nice feature is this shift knob is pretty cool, and the way it works is, you know, you just hit park, and naturally it's going to park. To drive, you just bring it back and it will drive, and you're in manual. So technically drive is the same as manual, and what you're able to do is you're able to use these paddle shifters to shift this car, but then again, you know, this is a CVT. You're not going to really get a lot of power out of this. You know, CVTs are designed for fuel economy, and that's it. So if you want to go into reverse, there's a little button here. You press that button and you push it into reverse, and then you're greeted with this nice, so coming to the left side, you know, you have your typical controls. You have 2-position or 2 people memory seats. You have, so this is how you turn on your heads-up display, and it comes out white. You really can't see it too well. So this is how you turn on your heads-up display, and it comes out white. You really can't see it too well on the camera. You could kind of like make out that 0, so it's at 0 miles, and it's right in there. It's just I guess it's a mirror that's reflecting something, but it does have it, and that's pretty good. That's a safety thing where it keeps your eyes on the road. So one thing the Nissan Rogue has is driver assist right there. So you press that driver assist, and what it does is now it's off. So steering assist off and steering assist on. So that helps you in steering. I would basically leave that off. So another feature the Rogue has to give this car a higher end look, a higher end feel, price point, is this shifter knob. You know, so here you have snow mode, mountain mode, climbing. This is auto mode, just regular driving. This is economy mode, and this is sport mode. So let's see what it looks like inside the dashboard. So pretty much right now I'm in sport mode. You can see it's all red. Looks pretty cool, right? So I'm going to go now to economy mode, and there it is, eco mode. And I think you would just drive and it just goes out. So I'm going to go to auto mode, and it's auto, and you could change it from here. And then you have snow mode. Okay, so the mountain thing is off-road, and you could basically do audio off on with this button here. So that'll change the radio, you know, change different settings in here. And then you have this, then you have the wheel that changes stuff all around, and it gives you like the average fuel economy. So I was averaging 25.4 miles per gallon. And I mean, you know, for $41,000, this car should have it. I think it should even have a cooling seat. So here's your armrest. You know, you simply pull up, and it opens like that, you know, like a BMW. It doesn't fold all the way up back. I think this is better because, you know, you don't have to deal with that big giant piece that opens up. And in here you have a little compartment, and there's no charging inside the box. The charging is in the back, so you would have to plug it in back there and then bring it inside here and charge whatever you want inside the glove compartment. It's pretty decent size. So you would come over here, and here's your glove compartment. Yeah, it's okay. It's not a gigantic glove compartment, but you know, it'll do. And then the passenger, front passenger gets, you know, the big cup holders, open and close the locks, and their window, which is pretty cool, and it looks pretty nice from here. So taking a look at the driver's door, I mean, the driver's door doesn't open as wide as the passenger doors, but it is pretty wide open. So I'm going to show you how it looks like me getting in the car. You know, pretty simple, easy to do, in and out, no problem. So basically, the seat in the Nissan Rogue is a 6-way power seat with lumbar. So it's not an 8-way power seat where the front tilts down, because if you tilt the front down, the back tilts up. And if you want to go up, what happens is the back just goes all the way up. And if you tilt the front down, like I said, the back goes up and down. So that's 6-way. If it was an 8-way, the front part of the seat and the back part of the seat would be independent of each other. And the seat would rise up and down independent of the front and rear seat. So basically, this is the same exact seat that you would get in a lower class model. Even with cloth seats, you would get the same seat. So paying $41,000, you're not going to get, you know, airbags all around the car. You're not going to get hill descent. You're not going to get cooled seats, and you're not going to get an 8-way power seat where, you know, a car in this price range should have. You do have driver and passenger power seats, dual power seats, which is good, but I would have rather have not had a dual power seat and give me like cool seats or airbags all around. Let's open the hood and let's see what's under the hood, and then let's take a look at the engine compartment real quick. Okay, one good thing is the hood is very lightweight, so it seems like it's an aluminum hood, so anybody can basically open that hood. So you have this big plastic piece here that opens the latch to open the hood. You know, you have a basic 2.5 liter engine, which is right here. Here's your engine oil dipstick. Let's see if this engine comes with a transmission dipstick. So basically, I don't see one. A lot of the manufacturers today are doing away with transmission dipsticks. I think Mercedes-Benz started that whole thing. So, I mean, it's basically like a 2.5 liter, 181 horsepower. That's an increase of like 3 horsepower from the other one. The prior generation was 177, so this gives you a little more horsepower. Maybe they lightened the weight a little bit, which gave you 181, 2.5 liter, and you still get a CVT transmission. And you know, there's your battery back there. It's pretty close to the driver and airbox. You have a lot of room. You know, right here, that's what makes the car look longer. They put this huge long nose on. There's a lot of airspace in here. These are not like venting, damming, or anything like that to help you with fuel economy like in the Subarus. They close, give you a little more aerodynamics. You do have pretty big windshield wipers, which is pretty good. That's what the car sounds like running. I mean, it's just basically, this car is, like again, you know, generally designed for fuel economy, and that's it. You know, you're not going to win any races. You're going to get decent gas mileage, and pretty much that's what you're paying for. I would have rather gotten a BMW, like even a used one, or a Mercedes or a Lexus. You know, that you would have got way more power than this. I mean, 181 horsepower is nothing. You know, for 41,000, this should have been like a turbo with 240 horsepower. Then you would have had something. You know, you would have paid. It would have been worth paying the money for this. So let's close the hood. You know, so here's another look at the roof. You know, it's all glass. You know, until you come in the back, you get that big shark fin for the GPS. You do get these nice roof racks. Now, this car does have a 100-pound capacity on the roof, but if you're gonna roll over and you have this roof rack, you know, it seems a little plasticky, chimsy. You know, it's not metal. You know, this can technically help you out a little bit. So, you know, 100 pounds of weight on here. Ski racks and the skis, you know, a couple of bikes. So if you got, you know, decent aluminum bikes, they're gonna fit on there no problem. You probably can put a hitch in the back, which is probably better, and just get the racks, then put it on the roof here, because this roof is only 100 pounds capacity, and this rack here is just made out of plastic. good general review of the Nissan Rogue 2021, $41,000. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take it for a test drive and see how it rides. And just to give you a heads up, you know, the car is a little bumpy riding. You know, it is sort of like set up to look like it can go off-road. That's one of the reasons why you may have like a little harsher ride of suspension, but it is cushy. It's not like, you know, like pickup truck rough ride. But then again, you know, a lot of pickup trucks ride very nice, but this car rides okay. The power is lacking. That's one thing you're gonna resent it if you like to be a spirited driver. If you're a lack driver, you don't drive fast, you drive slow all the time, you don't care about power, then, you know, this might be the car for you. The luxury is in there, but then again, you know, you're missing cooled seats. But let's take this car for a test drive and see how it goes.